Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to do something new and I'm going to do a celebrity inspired tutorial. I was on Instagram the other day and I saw this picture of Zendaya and it made me fall in love. She was so beautiful and so pretty. I just had to recreate the look myself. So here it is. I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay tuned. I already primed Natalie's eyes using Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I'm also going to use some Scotch tape just to make everything extra sharp and extra crisp. I'm using the tape behind the back of my hand just to get off some of the tackiness, that way it's not tugging and pulling at the delicate eye area. And if you're going to use the tape trick, just make sure that it's very even with the other side. You don't want the liners to be off because then you're doing yourself an injustice and you're going to look crazy. So make sure that both of them are nice and even Steven. Now with my Nars Fluffy Blender, I'm going to grab my Naked 3 palette. I'm going to use the color Limit as a transition shade. I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, that's not the Naked 3 palette. But it is. I actually just depotted mine. I depot almost every palette that I get unless I really like the packaging. I'm going to have a depotting video soon because my best friend Andrea thinks I'm the best depotter she's ever met in her life. So I definitely want to share that info with you guys, so stay tuned for that. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming. So I'm going to start to build that color into her crease, just softly building it to create a nice transition shade for the rest of the colors we're going to use next. Next, I'm going to grab the color Nooner using the same fluffy blender. And I'm just going to work that into the crease. It's one of my favorite shades of all time. It's very unique. It's a very nice pinky mauve, and it really builds to give a nice depth to the crease. Next, to darken up that crease, I'm going to grab my Trish Precision Blender and the shade New York by Nars. While Natalie's eyes open and looking straight ahead, I'm just going to start to work that into the socket. I find that having your eye open while you do this step is so essential, especially when it comes to placement, because if you place this too high or too low, it's just going to look sloppy and messy, and we want it to be neat and clean. In the picture, I noticed her crease was very dark, but also very blended, so I was definitely trying to go for the similar type of effect. Now using my Sephora Pro eyeshadow brush, I'm going to grab the color Thrasher by Kat Von D, and I'm going to wet it using Mist and Fix by Makeup Forever. As you guys know, it's one of my signature things I love doing. I really love wetting eyeshadows before I put them on the eyelid. I feel that it makes the color payoff so much more intense, as you can see, and it also makes it last all day. And as you can see, I want as much of a payoff as possible, so that's why I'm using a pressing motion. Sometimes this technique can leave your eyeshadows a little bit too sharp around the edges, so to blend everything out, I'm going to grab that New York shade one more time, and I'm just going to go around the edges and really just blend those two colors together. If this happens to you and you feel like your eyeshadows look chunky or unblended, just grab a transition shade and work it into the socket and blend those two colors together, and it'll always give you the perfect airbrushed look. Never forget, when in doubt, blend it out. Now I'm going to take the tape off really slowly. Don't forget to do this slowly because you don't want to hurt the delicate eye area. Now it's eyeliner time. I'm going to grab one of my favorites. It's Anastasia's Jet. And I'm going to use my absolutely #1 eyeliner brush by Bobbi Brown. As you can see, this brush is razor thin, so if you're not amazing with your eyeliner or you need something smaller because you have more hooded eyes, this is my holy grail go-to brush because, as you saw, it is razor thin. I'm just going to work that into the lash line now and just really build that color. In the picture, I noticed that her liner was pretty thick, so I'm definitely going for the same type of effect here. Now to wing out her eyeliner, I'm just going to trace along the line that the tape left. This is one of the benefits of using the tape trick. It always gives you an instant wing effect, but also a good line to kind of trace over with a traditional black liner or whatever color you're going for today. In the picture, I noticed that she had eyeliner on the waterline also, so using the same gel eyeliner by Anastasia and that same Bobbi brush, I'm just going to work that into her waterline, and I'm going to do it pretty thick. Next, I'm going to grab Becca's Opal, and I'm going to use my Nars Precision Blender. I'm going to use this as an inner corner highlight. I noticed in the picture that she had a really bright kind of champagne toned highlight, so I thought this was the perfect shade to choose. Next, to smoke out the lower lash line, I'm going to grab my Precision Shader and Urban Decay's Blackout. I'm also going to use my waterproof eyeliner by YSL. And I'm just going to run that along the lower lash line. You don't have to be really neat with this. That's why we have the eyeshadow. We're just going to use that to blend those two colors together and make it more smooth. So don't be too worried or scared about making this as neat and as perfect as possible, because you're going to blend it out anyways. Next, to give the eyes a cat eye effect, I'm going to thicken up the eyeliner on the outer corners. I noticed in the picture that she had like a really nice strong cat eye, so to do a cat eye you have to do the eyeliner just a little bit thicker. Now that the eyes are coming together, there's no more need for baking, so I'm just going to remove any excess setting powder and also any fallout that we might have had. Next, grabbing an oldie but a goodie, I'm just going to give Natalie's lashes some volume, so I'm just going to work this into the root of the lash and really plump up those lashes. Now it's time for one of my favorite parts of eye makeup, and that's lashes. I'm going to use the Lena lashes in the style Naomi. Ladies, we've all been there where we cannot get those fake eyelashes on to save our lives, and we end up gluing our eyes closed, or we end up putting it in our eyebrow. My best friend Andrea gave me the best tip ever, and the trick is to keep your eye open. Keep your eye open while you apply the lash, and you'll see a huge difference. It's so much easier. Next, for lip, I noticed that Zendaya's lips were really peach toned and also very glossy, so I decided to use HOURGLASS's Child for this, and also a neutral lip liner. I chose Liar by Urban Decay. I like this lip liner a lot because it actually just looks like your actual lip. It's very natural and subtle, and in the picture I didn't notice that her lip liner was obvious at all. It was very blended. For that perfect Zendaya pout, I decided to use a lip brush with that gloss, and I'm just blending the lip liner and the gloss together so that way they fuse together and there are no harsh lines. And next, to give her cheeks a beautiful glow, I'm going to mix Tarte Exposed and Nars Orgasm together. I noticed in the pictures that Zendaya's color was mostly on the apples, so that's where I'm going to focus most of this color. Now, to give her skin that beautiful glow, I'm going to use BECCA's Opal and my favorite highlighter brush by Makeup Forever. I noticed in the pictures that Zendaya's skin was so radiant and glowy, so to achieve the same effect here, I'm going to try a new technique called chroming, and I'm literally going to apply this everywhere, and I mean all over her face, just to give her that beautiful glowing from within look. As you can see, I go really heavy with the illuminator, and then right after I go over it with my finger. What this does is my body's natural warmth will melt that product into the skin and take away that powdery effect and just make it look like she's glowing from within. We've all been there where we try to do this at home. We really want that radiant effect, but then we end up just looking like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. Trust me, ladies, we've all been there. So my pro tip to avoid that is just to go back with your finger and melt it into the skin, and you'll see that your illuminator looks more natural and it gives you that perfect soft glow. And that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope that you enjoyed my first celebrity-inspired tutorial. I know I'm obsessed with how it turned out, and I definitely love this look. Let me know what you think in the comment box below. I'd love to hear what other types of celebrity-inspired looks you'd love to see on my channel. Also, make sure to check the description box for all the products I use. I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place.